Hello friends, Phil Bechtel here from the Kid Stories podcast to explain how to play yet another fun game. Now again, this is another printable game. You can print it right out from home. And this one is called Search for the Stick. This is a Campground Powers print and play game where we use dice to find the magical hot dog stick, right? Just like in the stories. So let me read you the introduction for our game. It says, Eli and Hallie know the secret of the campground. A pure white stick with a handle like a sword is hidden somewhere in the woods. If you cook a hot dog with it and eat it, you gain a random superpower. Eli and Hallie already got their powers, and they're helping you find the stick so you can get yours. Eli hid the stick last time, and all he can remember is that it was next to a campsite, a flower garden, a giant rock, and a tree. You'll need a pencil and a play sheet for each player and 3 dice to share. Now I'm going to use dice that are different colors. The map of the camp, this is the map. We're going to imagine this is the campground right here. And we can see there's dice on the side and dice on the top. I want you to remember, and one thing we're going to have to think about is that there are rows, and rows go back and forth, side to side, right? And a column is up and down. So we have rows and we have columns. When you roll all 3 dice, you're going to apply 1 dice to the top to figure out which column you're going to place your picture in. You're going to put 1 dice over here for the row, and 1 dice is going to designate which object or place you're going to put there. So basically what you need is you need to surround an empty space with all 4 of these things. The campsite, the flower, the tree, and the rock. So let's get started. It's always easiest if you watch the game played. Now over here we have Eli and Hallie have special powers. They're going to use their powers. Eli can move campfire smoke to make it easier to see, which allows us to re-roll one of our dice, right? This is like a redo symbol. Re-roll one of our dice. And Hallie can ask squirrels to lead you to the stick, which means you get to take 1 die and add 1 or minus 1 from the total of the dice. Now in the game, the way it's played is Hallie, you get to use her power once, and Eli, you can use it 3 times. Now, when we're starting out, I like to be able to use Hallie's 3 times. To use Hallie's power only once is a greater challenge. It's fun, but I like to do 3 to start out. So let's get started. I'm going to roll my 3 dice. All right, I've got a 1 and a 1 and a 5. So let me look and see here. I could place my 1 here in the ones column, and I could place my 5 here to show which row. See, the 1 matches my dice, and then this 1 will be used here. You could see the 1s and the 2s are for the rock, okay? Now, I mark my space by intersecting the column with the row. So it's the 5 and the 1. So this is the place where I'm going to mark my object, and then it's the rock. So I'm going to draw that like that. There's my big stone, like a collection of stones. Now I'm going to roll 3 dice again. 6, 3, 5. Okay. Okay, look. If I use the 3 here to do the column, let's see. And the 5, then I'll go the 5, and then I'll go over here to the 3. Ooh, and then I could maybe start to isolate this middle spot. Let's see. Let's try to do that. Okay, and then 6 is for, you can see here the dice has a 6 on it. It's for the tree, right? So I'm going to draw a tree where 5 and 3 intersect, which is here. Okay, now I just need a campsite and a flower either here or here. And then we will see the stick there. Let's roll our dice and see. Whoa, 3 6s. Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep this 6 here. Because I can, if I get a 2, I can put it right here. So let's see. And I'm going to use Eli's power to re-roll one of my dice. Oh, I got a 2! That's awesome! Great. So I've got a 6 and a 2. Now, I've got this 6 here, but I've already got a tree. I don't need a tree. I need a 3 for a tent or a 4 for a flower. So let's use another re-roll of Eli's to see. I got a 4! Nice! The 4 represents the flower. So I can put the flower where the 6 and the 2 intersect right here. Right there. Nice! Now I just need to see if I can get a tent right there. Then this space will be surrounded by one of each of these objects, one of each of these places where Eli remembered. He's like, that's where I hid the stick, somewhere by a flower, a tree, a campsite, and a rock. Let's see. So I'm going to roll all 3 of my dice again. Whoop, that one got away from me. Okay, a 2, a 4, and a 5. So this is actually perfect. Look at this. I can put my 2 here and my 4 here. So my 2 and my 4 intersect right there. Now the 5 is for the tree. Well, I don't need a tree. I've got a tree. What do I need? I need the tent. Okay. So let's see. I've got a 5 and that's a 3. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use one of Hallie's powers. And I'm going to subtract. It says -1 because I need to get down to 3. Okay, so I'm going to -1, 5, -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So that's 1 less. There's my 4. Okay, well, I still need the 3, so I'm going to use Hallie's power again. 3 or 4 -1, that's the number I need. It's a 3. Where's my 3? There it is. Perfect. So I can use the tent. I can intersect right here. Whoosh, whoosh. Perfecto! Now I've done it. Now my magical hot dog stick, I'm going to like draw it. It's kind of crooked and then it's got like a handle kind of. Nice. So I've done it. I've won the game. Now that was actually much faster than it normally turns out. It's normally a bit more difficult, and you end up with images or pictures that you've drawn all over here and all around that you don't really use, right? So it says here, if you look down at the bottom, it says, if you're playing alone, you win if you have drawn 12 or fewer icons on the map. So like I said, sometimes when you're playing, it's going to be more challenging to get the numbers you need. You're going to end up drawing a lot of icons around that you might not use. But if you find the stick with 12 or less, 12 or fewer icons, then that means you've won the game. So this game is a bit more challenging than the other dice games I have, especially because we're dealing with rows and columns and choosing numbers, and it's a little bit more abstract, but it's also very fun. So I would encourage, as you start out to play and as you're learning the game, give Hallie 2 extra powers. But later, once you've played the game and won a couple times, I want you to challenge yourself by only having 1 power of Hallie's. Excellent. So let me know if you enjoy this game. Let me know if you play it, if you like it. I would love to hear about it. And thanks for watching the video, friends. Adios.